Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Let me start off with some good news. So, the National Guardsmen of Texas are going to be participating in a swearing-in ceremony to allow them to enforce immigration law in partnership with U.S. Border Patrol. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Michael Banks posted a video on X showing hundreds of Texas National Guard soldiers taking the oath of office. This empowers these guardsmen with the Title VIII immigration authority to support Border Patrol agents along the Texas-Mexico border. Incredible. So a lot more manpower will be there. We will be able to put a crackdown on these operatives, cartel, Tren de Aragua coming across the border. So good news on that. Now, I do want to show you this crazy video I saw. This is totally unrelated to anything else in the world. But this dude is on a kayak out in the ocean and gets swallowed by a whale. Look at this. Swallowed by a whale. Now he's going to pop up here in a second. Don't worry. He did take a pretty good plunge though. There you go. Could you imagine? I just wanted to share that. I thought it was crazy, man. Let me show you something else that's crazy, man. Donald Trump, one, is a marketing genius. He knows what he's doing as far as that. So he's hung a picture of his mugshot from the New York Post in the Oval Office. Straight gangster. I think it's good. But speaking of Donald Trump, you know, the other week he signed an executive order, I think it was, to basically get all information about the attempts on his life. Well, now the DOJ, in a Wednesday court filing, intends to keep the evidence secret against the alleged would-be Trump assassin Ryan Ruth. They say alleged. He said he was trying to, right? But you see, this defendant is charged with attempting to assassinate and then major presidential candidate, now President Donald J. Trump, violation Title 18. Due to the nature of charges, the United States anticipates the need to file a motion for a protective order ex parte and camera under seal pursuant with Section 4 of SIPA. That ex parte and camera under seal motion would relate to otherwise involve classified information. Why would they need to make this junk classified? Now check this out. So this authorizes federal district courts to deny or otherwise restrict discovery of classified documents and information instead of having to provide the classified evidence. The DOJ is allowed to summarize such evidence under Section 4 of SIPA. And so they intend to do this with Ralph. So I suspect that Ryan Ralph was working for, and I've been saying this for a long behind time now, that he was working for the government. They were in on trying to take out Donald Trump. Why else would you need to classify this information? 100% they're in on it. These people should be put in prison. And, you know, people can say, oh, man, these are conspiracy theories. Dude, the DOD spent $9 million on large-scale social deception operations with Reuters. Reuters is a media company. News. Look at this. Active social engineering defense, large-scale social deception. So this stuff's still happening. Like, and we suspected it. We said it. We've been saying this junk for years. And they said, no, man, you're a conspiracy theory. No, the government's not doing that. Even Donald Trump, Doji, looks like radical left. Reuters was paid $9 million by the Department of Defense to study large-scale social deception. So what were we deceived on, and when was that going on? Was that during the pandemic? I don't know. But the thing is that we knew this because of declassified operation from the CIA a long time ago. They were doing stuff like this. I can't even keep them straight. It's like Mockingbird, I think it is. Can't even keep them straight, man. There's so many out there. You know, you got MK Ultra's paperclip, Mockingbird. You got all these various operations. The government did it, and a lot of them against American citizens. So yeah, it's not a conspiracy. It's actually happening in our lifetime. Now, RFK Jr. gained Senate confirmation, as you guys know, and apparently there's going to be a big Secretary of Health and Human Services and Trump signed a new executive order establishing the President Commission to make America healthy again. Trump made this announcement on February 13th in Oval Office. Kennedy was sworn in by Supreme Court Justice, and he will serve as the chair of the task force, which will investigate the root causes of American escalating health crises, including childhood chronic diseases, according to White House fact sheet. Now, there's a lot I like about RFK, man. He is a no-nonsense dude. He used to be a Democrat. He flipped sides. He's in incredible shape for his age, right? And when he was going through the confirmation hearing with the Senate, man, they grilled him. The Democrats grilled him, including socialist Bernie Sanders, you know, and in his response to Bernie, he says, by the way, Bernie, the problem with corruption is not just in the federal agency, it's the Congress too. Almost all of the members of the panel are, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from pharmaceutical industries, and which is completely true. The pharmaceutical industry that spends the most on lobbying with a whopping $400 million annually. Why? It's because they get to patent, monopolize natural remedies, make millions of dollars off these things, and available to everyone, and they should be readily available to everyone. And RFK threatens that status quo. Now, what I like is RFK put out this post here. Being healthy. Sorry, I had a glitch here in my stuff. Anyway, the FDA's war on public health is about to end. This includes this aggressive suppression of psychedelics, peptides, stem cells, raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, vitamins, clean foods, sunshine, exercise, nutraceuticals, and anything that advances human health and can't be patented by pharma. If you work for FDA and are part of the corrupt system, I have two messages for you. Preserve your records and pack your bags. I love it. I love it, man, because they really are. They attack these things and they try to outlaw various things. Peptides have been knocked out by FDA. Go try to get testosterone from your doctor. They're going to tell you no. NMN, they've been trying for years now, since I've been taking NMN, man. They've been trying to ban the stuff, right? They're trying to change the status of it so it's classified as a drug, which it is not. But they do that so pharmaceutical companies can control it, and they do that with a lot of other things too, and as well as vitamins. I mean, before you know it, if you leave it up to them, do you want me to be able to buy vitamin C at the store, right? But this is not because the efficacy or safety of NMN, but it's about cornering the market and sell it as a drug. Okay. Now, I've been using NMN for years now, and it is absolutely revolutionary for anti-aging and everything. I mean, getting rid of wrinkles, blood pressure, complete health, strength, all that stuff. And it's proven to reduce weight, lower cholesterol, blood pressure. I started calling it the Limitless pill, like that movie with Bradley Cooper. It's a pretty cool movie if you haven't seen it. Limitless, pretty dope. Anyway, it's the fountain of youth, man, and they want to control it. Got a clip here of Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman. I always reference Andrew Huberman. You probably, if you've been watching me for some time, I talk about him quite a bit. Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist, genius. I follow a lot of his stuff, and he's into biohacking and things like that. I'm a geek over biohacking. I think it's it's the new way of life. But here he is talking on Rogan.
That we were talking, I think last time we spoke about supplementation as it relates to, metabolic pathways. And one thing I've been tracking pretty closely is this whole, the NMN thing has now taken a different,
I was going to bring that up
direction
before we wrap this up.
Yeah. So,
So let's explain NMN for people. It's a precursor for NAD+.
Right. So NAD is critical to energy production in all cells, vital. And levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health and life. You need it. Some years ago, as David Sinclair came on this podcast and discussed that his laboratory is a tenured professor of genetics, Harvard Medical School, and other laboratories are starting to explore stimulating the NAD pathway as a tool for extending lifespan in mice. And that there were already some data from yeast. There are now some clinical trials in humans. You can't just take NAD, or you can, but it doesn't get into cells very easily. Here I'm painting with a broad brush. But
the thing is, a lot of people take NAD. NAD does not get into the body. Your body needs to process it through NMN. And he goes on in this podcast to talk about Antarctica. A lot of people talk about that as well, and talk about the differences and different relations of it. But this is this should be in the hands of every American, man. It adds to longevity. We want to live a long time, and the government don't want you to do that, man, because it's kind of like hotels, right? I think PBD talk about this. Hotels, empty rooms is not a good thing. You want the rooms full. They want rooms full for hospitals too, right? Because empty rooms doesn't make them money. But this is why I take it. I think it's great. And I asked my homies over there at Black Forest Supplements, because it's President's Day, to do a 48-hour promo for me and my subscribers here. And so you can get 40% off site-wide for 48 hours. Obviously you can do buy two, get one free with NMN. This stuff isn't cheap, so it's obviously a good deal. And they have a ton of other things, man. You can use all this stuff, but buy two, get one free 40-hour promo for NMN. I definitely recommend it. They got the new GLP as well. I would probably add in some of these other things just to get on it. But 48 hours, I ask them. They're my buddies, and they always hook my people up. It's something I truly take. I don't ever promote anything for dollars. That's not why I promote anything. I only promote things that I use, and if you've been here a while, you know that. Now, I'm going to put the link below. Jump on it. But let's talk about the serious subject. The serious subject of tonight is who's been running the White House during the Joe Biden presidency. Now, in the beginning stages, a lot of us knew that it was Obama. He came out and actually even said that in an interview. I want somebody that can talk to an earpiece. Pretty much in the beginning, it was all Obama. At some point in time, there was a fracture between Obama and Joe Biden. Then what you started seeing is 25-year-olds that was working in the Biden administration actually making legislation, like the LGBT stuff and all that kind of push. Man, that was all 25-year-old woke college students that just graduated college. But then the alarming thing is what you're about to hear now is this.
Found the answer. PJ Media writer Matt Margolis is reporting that it was really Joe Biden's son Hunter calling the shots toward the end of his administration. This report cites now former DNC insider Lindy Lee talking to a podcaster. Lee claimed that after the June debate with President Trump, Hunter Biden was giving intel to his dad, sitting on all important meetings, sitting in on them, and essentially took over running White House operations. And we need to point out that Hunter Biden, by the way, did not have security clearance. Is there crime involved here? Can anyone do anything about this? Anyway, for more, let's bring in PJ Media writer and author of Airborne, How the Liberal Media Weaponized the Coronavirus Against Donald Trump, the Worst President in History, the Legacy of Barack Obama, and finally, Scandalous President of Barack Obama. Matt Margolis, glad to have you guys here. PJ Media, blast from the past. I've been working with you guys since Breitbart days. Matt, will anyone be punished? I feel like I asked this question like I bat my head against a wall, but will anyone be punished? And I don't mean will anyone lose their job. I mean, will anyone be punished?
Let me fast forward. Nobody's getting punished. Nobody's getting punished at all.
And yet we're not seeing the legacy media talk about it at all. Joe Biden wasn't running the country; other people were. And then you got this crackhead Hunter Biden controlling information and sitting in on meetings. This is a huge scandal, and I hope that.
Yeah, the sad thing is that this is true. This happened in the United States of America. We had the smartest man Joe Biden knows running this country, right? They covered up the laptop scandal that had all kinds of incriminating evidence and you name it. But the thing is Hunter Biden actually joined White House meetings as he stays close to the president. This was post-debate. Hunter Biden started filling in for his father in all these high-level meetings, as well as Joe Biden. These people were not elected. I mean, Hunter's a felon. The thing is, who do you think granted Hunter the pardon? I mean, Joe Biden did, but Hunter granted himself the pardon. Hunter Biden was running this country. Why do you think we're on the cusp of World War III? Amongst all the other crap that was happening within this country. Because they had Hunter Biden, who doesn't have security clearances, to be in all these meetings, making decisions for the American people. All of these guys should be in prison. Anyone who's been complicit with this should be in prison. The physician should be in prison. Literally, you had this guy that's constantly under the influence of narcotics, cocaine, meth, crack, you name it, that was actually running this country. This is not a conspiracy theory. This was what was happening. And you have leftists that defend this BS. It's absolutely incredible. In as modern as we are, as sophisticated we are, this is where we're at. And a lot of it comes down to paying people like Reuters $9 million. How many other these news agencies are ran by intelligence agencies that were deep state rooted, that was pushing propaganda to the American people, and a lot of people fell for it. Hence why you had Trump being put up on charges, getting convicted of things, and all of it. That's how corrupt we have become as a country. I would like to believe that we're going to bring it back, but it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Who knows what else could come next? How deep this even goes? When you start peeling the layers back to this, how deep and nasty is this thing going to really be? We've already seen with Doge the amount of corruption that's been happening. I think it's going to get far worse unless something else happens. People are even saying the past few days that there's a potential for some kind of war to try to undermine everything that's happening. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, I want to share this information because a lot of us speculated, but it's true. All of these speculations I talked about tonight turn out to be true. And we've been saying this. It's not just me. You've been saying this as well. I see your comments. I see your Facebook posts. We've all been saying this. We were called crazy. We're called nut jobs and all these sort of things. And it's absolutely disgusting. Anyway, guys, make sure you get on the sale of the promo for President's Day. My buddies up there, like I said, they hook us up. You know, I never like to pay full price for anything. But so anyway, I wanted to do that for you guys. And as always, remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous.